Who's a good boy? Sit. Who's a good boy? That's a good boy. A gentleman asked me to make a video of my watering system, and I'm going to do the best I can. This thing is wrapped up good for winter and also to keep algae out. So I'm going to try and unwrap it. If I can't, I'll just have to explain that part of it the best I can. Well, I think it's going to be really difficult to take off all that protection, so I made a diagram. And let's get started on what I did here. Okay, here is the bucket. I used a heavy duty bucket. I had used Home Depot buckets before for auto watering systems, but this area here ends up cracking, or this area here ends up cracking. So I should suggest a strong, rigid plastic bucket. This is the float valve, and you just put it wherever it is you want your water level at. And here I have where I connected it. You drill your hole, you connect it to whatever connectors you're needing for whatever hose or tubing you're going to be using to bring your water in. I used a hose, so I went and found a hose connector that worked. Here I have where I can empty, so it's at the lowest point of my bucket, so I can empty out that bucket and clean it out or do whatever I need to do. This is the tubing. This is the L shape that you'll see in the video. So you just, it comes with a nut, it comes with the washer that you'll need. So you just drill a hole, whatever size you're getting. I drilled a hole, and that is slid in or slid on my tubing. All the tubing, if you get the right sizes, everything slides together. Then I came here, brought it out a little bit, had a shut-off valve. So when I'm working on one side of the watering system in the Rabbitry, I can shut it off if I need to, fix what I need to, and then be able to turn it back on. I used 5/16 ID tube, and it was food grade. And I got it at Home Depot, which I'll show and have all the links in the description. Then, okay, let's see here. Then on the other side of my Rabbitry, I have another L, slid in the tubing, slid on the shutoff valve, slid on tubing again. These are the T's, the red T's you'll see. You just slide them onto the T. Then I took my tubing and put it down on the cage however far I wanted it to go. And what I think of is the babies, and I think of the mama. So I did it a height that I noticed would be comfortable for the mother, and I did a height that I noticed would be usable and comfortable for the kids. So this is my tubing coming out of my T. You just slide it on, the tubing on, and then you're going to slide the tubing over the nipple, and you connect the nipple onto the cage. You'll have a spring over here and a little clip over here. What I did is I put my spring on first, and then I clipped the nipple on the other part of the cage. Then for my second watering nipple, you just slide in another tube. You make it however far apart you want them. Put your T on, put your tube on, put your nipple on. Then here again we have the tube, and it goes, I do that all the way through to each and all of the rabbit cages that I want to have auto watering. At the very end, I have a shut-off valve, or turn-on valve, and it lets me be able to empty out all of this. I'll shut it off here, empty out here, and it lets me be able to empty if I need to empty this area for whatever the reason, to work on or clean or whatever. So that's that. Hope that helps. Hope that kind of explains everything. And of course I have the shut off, and then I also have the tube coming out and over away from the cage so it's not splashing the rabbits. I attached all the tubing with zip ties, and then I covered everything with that pipe foam protector that you use. That I found, it's not so bad. It cost me, I think though each joint was like $1.60. So I have, let's see, 20 on one side, 40. I think I bought 50 feet of that, but it, which they're 6 foot long, so it doesn't cost that much, and it's, it really helps on keeping that algae down. Well, I'm gonna show you now in real depth the Rabbitry watering system, and that way hopefully it makes a little more sense to you. If you have any questions, please let me know. And let's go now to the Rabbitry. Okay, well, I'm not going to unwrap the whole thing because you can pretty well tell what's going on there, I hope. This is just a gallon bucket. Yes, it has been extremely clean and extremely put out in the sun for days. And it's just chlorine is what was in it. So I have put, that's where the water regulator is, up there at the top, right here. It goes into the bucket. And you, however high you want your water is where you're going to put that. Then I have a hose. We had this, so we put it to good use. We found fittings that would work, and it turns on and off at this point if needed. Then you have the water hose that is coming in feeding. So you've got it feeding. You've got it, if I need to turn it off here, I can. And those times I need to turn it off could be when I don't want to unhook the water hose from it, because I really don't. It seems like things never hook back up right again if I need to clean it out. So I'll turn this off, I'll open this, let all the water go out, clean it out, add vinegar if need be, but primarily I like to just keep it wrapped. Now, so that's that. Then for each side of my Rabbitry, you'll see those. I'm going to show you on the other side, a little closer vision of it. These are plastic. This is all plastic tubing. If you can see that. There it is, plastic tubing. I keep it in the foam so that way algae, because they will fill up no matter how much vinegar you put in. Actually, when I put vinegar, the apple cider vinegar in, it all turns into this like a floaties in the water, which ends up stopping up my lines. So let me go and cover that up. We don't want any much sun getting in it. Okay, so at the bottom, the lowest point I could get to is where I have my drain. So that's that. Then on the other side, that's tending to this side of the Rabbitry. And what it is like a L shape, and it just comes in. Then I have, let me see, I can take this one off. I have it hooked up to my pipe, my tubing, and then I have that hooked up, oh, that was not good, to my on-off switch. So that turns off the water, and it lets the water flow. So if I need to operate on that side over here, I can. Okay, so now I'm going to put this all back. All right. So we got that. Okay, and then what happens is it's just a line, a tube, and it runs over to each individual cage. You see that? All right, well, I'm going to try to show you how to hook that up. Okay, we are back behind the cages, and I took off one of my sleeves here so I could show you how it's done. If you'll look right here, you'll see a T. You just bring your line in, and that's how I did it. I ran it along this beam, support beam, and then brought it on to each cage. And you cut it with scissors is what I used. And so this right here is what you're gonna join in. You bring in your line, it's gonna be a T, and I'll have that posted in the descriptions. So, okay, that's that. And then I just bring it out, and right here, as you can see, is a turn off valve when I go to clean it. If I need to drain it. And then I put back on the cover. Because I do like keeping things where they don't turn green. Makes it so much easier. Okay, I'm going to get the cover back on. And on here. So they're easy to disconnect. And then you just put that back in there. They're getting squirted. And as you can see how the nipple hooks up to the cage. You can see that? You got your spring that hooks. Okay. And mine are at different levels. So makes it a little easier for the babies. So that is my tube watering system, and how I keep it from getting algae is by putting the foam on it. It's really not that expensive when you think of the problem of trying to clean out all that tubing or having to replace all that tubing. Okay, now let's get into where I got my items. The tubing, I got it from Home Depot. It is food grade. And it's 5/16. Depends on what nipples you use and such, so, you know, you'll have to determine that. But where I got mine is from Home Depot. I had to order it, and they brought it to the store, had it mailed to the store. Then these I got off Amazon. The L I got off Amazon. This we just had laying around. The water, like the thing that goes in your toilet bowl, the auto filler upper, I got from Amazon. I'll have links. Let's see here, water hose. I just got it from, actually we had it laying around, but I think I got it from Walmart maybe, or Ace or something like that. And the nipples I got from, let's see, it was the nipples, the T's I got from Amazon. I'll have a link on that. These I got from bunnyrabbit.com. However, they're real strong, real good, but I don't need them. I put the tubing up on the cage like so. I got to get over there and cover that one. See how it's left out where the light can get it? I haven't covered that one with tape yet, so I'm going to do that today. I'm glad you asked for a video, because I would have probably had it green here in just a little bit. Okay, anything else I can think of? Nope, that's pretty well it. Oh, except that I'm sure you know, you want to have your water level higher, or your lines lower than your tank. Okay, so that way you got gravity feeding it. And that's it. That is my watering system. Hope this helped. Bye-bye now.